Alright guys, Tactical here, and we have a lot to talk about today. Rostermania rumours number 5 for September the 23rd, and there's been announcements all over the place. I'll do my best to get through all the rumours as concisely as possible. I'm going to start with the things that have been announced, the Envy roster and Red Reserve of course. I'm going to go into more details on these rosters in videos over the next couple of days, so I'll just skim through it. Then I'll go over some further details surrounding E United, 100 Thieves, the Rich Guys situation, and then of course, once the scene has been set, we'll get to the juicy part. With Karma's situation on OpTic Gaming, he's really the focal point of Rostermania right now. Where he ends up will determine a lot, because Karma could pretty much walk into any team if he wanted to. So like if you guys enjoy, subscribe so you don't miss any updates, and let's crack on with it. So Team Envy last night signed the 2018 World Champions. They bought out the contract of Evil Geniuses, joining them alongside Hoot. A crazy situation, I don't think anyone really saw this coming. I'll talk more about the actual change in tomorrow's video. But for now, let's talk about the free agents it creates. Chino, Classic and Decimate are all free agents. Here's a tweet from Classic. Restricted free agent as he says. Where could they go? Chino, I'm not really sure. Not too many top teams are looking for a main assault rifle right now. But then again, who really knows what the meta's going to be in Black Ops 4? Maybe he can find himself on a team. He did of course win 2 championships this year under Team Caliber. Then we've got Classic. I talked about before how Jerd had followed Classic, so maybe he goes to Splice. Also, there's been rumours that maybe he ends up on E United. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Decimate, it's uncertain. I did say maybe he'll be a team of 2 with Blazful because he's off Complexity, but no one really knows this for now. Classic may also be a target for Complexity, which is now just Sensor. Now, EG haven't left Call of Duty completely. Ryan Towie, some guy at Evil Geniuses, says, "We'd love to stay in Call of Duty and hope to find the right team to work with." Now, Madcat actually responded to this tweet, but it seems to have been deleted in the meantime, so I'm not really sure what that could mean. The CoD burner said that EG might end up with an amateur circuit team, but surely they can do better than that. Madcat's team, of course, Madcat, Josh, Alex, Dave supposedly. Maybe PT is the 5th, that's what I might have heard, but Tommy would also be a reasonable addition. Maybe they end up on EG. Now, Red Reserve a couple of days ago announced this. Bance comes to Red Reserve to join the current 4. So Rated Joe, Scraps, Zero and Bance. What a team that could be. Definitely the European Super Team. Similar with Envy, I'll make a video on this separately. Now, interestingly, I heard that when Envy picked up the EG roster, Splice were also looking to pick up that EG roster to join Jerd, but the EG guys preferred the Envy situation with Hoot. So it's very much up in the air now which direction Splice will go with those guys all locked up. Now, if Alex has gone to Madcat's team, that leaves Unilad with Wuskin, Zed and Shawnee. Codburner, I think, said that Madcat's team might actually go to Unilad, so I don't know what happens to those guys. I was thinking maybe that the Unilad team would pick up like a Quicker to reunite the old Hyper Games team with Zed, but that's not how it's turned out. Moose announces here, Moose is going into the Black Ops 4 season with Quicker, Weeman and bringing on Nolson and Defrag. And Reedy said that he's going into the new season with Vortex, Hawkey, Denza and Nevo. Denza was on the Vitality team, Nevo was on Brash, I think, at Champs. So a lot of talent is now off the board for Unilad, so I really don't know what happens to them. Maybe Tommy is the one to join. But there's a lot of organisations in the fray, as I said. Renegade said that they were going to get a Call of Duty team, but maybe as it's 5v5 they feel they don't have the money. EG, of course, still said they're looking for one. Reciprocity is definitely getting a team. They actually tweeted this: "Welcome Swizz to our management team." He was the team manager for Splice with Madcat and Josh on the team, so a lot of people think it makes sense for Madcat's team to go here. Definitely on the cards. Also, G2 might be coming into Call of Duty again. This was put on Reddit a couple of days ago. The G2 podcast, they get a Rainbow Six Siege player, but the guy who's hosting it, not sure who he is, he slips up his words and says the guys from the Call of Duty team, not the Rainbow Six team. Maybe it's a Freudian slip, maybe it means nothing at all, but something to consider. So before we go on to the North American side, I just want to talk about Mindfreak for a second. They announced Buzzo as re-signed. I talked in the previous video about things going 5v5. Mindfreak will probably need Buzzo to get the pro points required to guarantee themselves a spot in pools. The Buzzo has returned. That makes it Fighter, Shocks, this Luca guy with 0 pro points because he's 18, and Buzzo. In order to get Mindfreak a guaranteed spot, they'll probably need a Tainted Minds player, or they go internationally. Maybe someone like Damage will join them in the end. But Buzzo back on the team does make a lot of sense. So, E United are supposedly making a big announcement tonight. By the time you're watching this, it may already have gone live. They tweeted this yesterday. Potoff, which is Burns, the general manager, made a signing announcement tomorrow. People are looking into this silhouette thinking, who can this guy be? A lot of people are saying Classic, which certainly makes sense. Now, there's been a lot of rumours from the CoD burner surrounding surrounding the E United organisation. A couple of weeks ago, it was said that Clayster and Felony are going to be staying on the team with Arstees and Brustini off as a team of two looking for their own options. But now, CoD says that all of the players on the team aren't very happy because E United can't offer that much money. But if this announcement is an actual signing of a player rather than just a re-signing of a current player, then maybe they still do have the team. Brustini apparently doesn't have too many offers going around, but Arstees definitely does, including an offer from OpTic, which we'll talk about in a second, whether that has any credibility or not. So, things are very unclear with E United right now. They're the type of organisation to do bait tweets all over the timeline. I don't think this is one, as it's their pinned tweet, and it would be quite a stunt to pull. Arstees is hot property right now, so maybe he leaves. He said he does want to be the main assault rifle. Maybe you get another AR into the fray, like a Methods or someone like that. Again, we'll talk about that when we do the OpTic stuff in just a second. So, things will come a lot clearer tonight when this announcement happens, if it does. A few words on FaZe. They're definitely sticking as their 4, that Zoomer attached Priester and replays. They're looking for a 5th. Supposedly, Accuracy is the guy. Accuracy and Attach, there's Accuracy here and Attach over there. Went to Japan for some Call of Duty event. I think they were hanging out with the Rush Gaming guys. Attach and Accuracy have been friends for a long time. Apparently, he's friends with a lot of the FaZe guys also, so that definitely makes sense as a pickup. They're either going after Accuracy or supposedly Methods as well, but if Accuracy's happy to join and FaZe Clan have a lot of money behind him, that's the move I expect to see happen in the coming days. 100 Thieves. JCap supposedly wants to go to this team, and the burner said a couple of weeks ago that Luminosity are willing to let JCap go relatively cheaply, but now 5v5 has been announced. Surely JCap's a player you want to hold on to with an iron grip. I don't see why 100 Thieves would have any reason not to accept JCap coming to the team if it's possible. He's played with Octane before. He knows how to get the best out of his talent. JCap is surely one of the best players on the market right now if he is free from Luminosity. Now, John and Slasher have supposedly gone to the Rich Guys organisation. I talked about before how it could be reciprocity, but the burner said maybe it's a different organisation entirely and the Rich Guy might be starting his own org. So, I don't know what to make of that. Could still be reciprocity, of course. If John does go to that organisation, as it looks like is more and more likely, then Luminosity will have the money to buy Gunless out of his Rise Nation contract to go along with Formal. Who rounds out the rest of the team, I don't know. I'd say they'd try and hold on to Slacked, but JCap will have a lot of money flying at him from a lot of directions, I would assume, especially once the Karma situation is resolved. So let's get on to that. Will Karma stay on OpTic? Had a lot of conflicting reports. Berner said this a couple of days ago. OpTic apparently doesn't think that Karma's going to come back and they were looking elsewhere. Now keep in mind, Karma has offers from all the upper echelon of teams if you wanted to go there. 100 Thieves definitely have an offer on the table for Karma. The Rich Guy as well to join along John and Slasher. That would be an incredible core. Now supposedly Karma might not want to go to 100 Thieves due to the team composition. Apparently he might have some issues playing with Pharaoh, so it's possible that he has similar worries about OpTic, especially because the split from the team earlier this year was less than amicable. Maybe he's thinking on the lines of, I just want to prioritise chemistry and ensuring I get along well with the team. Of course, bringing in Dashi and TJ is looking increasingly likely, and they have been known as kind of time torches, so if Karma has reservations about playing with Pharaoh, maybe he has reservations about playing with those potential teammates as well. Now if Karma didn't end up on this team, people thought Methods could be staying, similar to what happened in the roster change earlier this year where he wasn't the top target, but they ended up with him regardless. But Crim6 put this on Reddit yesterday in reply to this line of comments. Trident says, all it confirms is Methods is off the team. Crim6 replies with an upwards arrow. I think this was in response to Crim6 initially saying that he would rather play through open bracket than play with Methods or something like that. So it seems more than more likely that Methods is gone. There was even rumours that Karma doesn't want to play with TJ and was planning not to play unless they kicked TJ off the team, but it's very much up in the air right now and I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts in the comment. Now there was something of a development over the last couple of days. The original burner, CoD Burner 2018 Mania, has been talking about stuff for months. There's a new burner account called The Real CoD Burner 2018 or something like that. Most of what they're saying lines up, but on the OpTic situation they are very different. The original CoD Burner, who has the credibility, said that OpTic were worried about not getting Karma and was searching elsewhere. They offered Arcetes and also Gunless contracts. We're yet to see if that plays out at all. That would be as a 5th instead of Karma, because Scump, Crim6, Dashi, TJ, for anyone who hasn't been around too long, is almost set in stone it seems. Now Ake says in this comment he got heavily downvoted for this because he made a questionable at best comment about OpTic Gaming. But the interesting part of this comment, I think, is that he says that Scump knew about the EG to Envy roster change because they tried to poach App. Burner also said that EG only signed with Envy in the last day or so. This must be a recent attempt by OpTic to acquire Apathy. And if Apathy, Arcetes, and Gunless have all been potential targets as 5th players instead of Karma, then it would make sense that it's definitely not set in stone that Karma's going to be on the team. However, the second burner account said this just a couple of hours ago. The way he speaks makes it sound like he has some credibility, but to be honest, it could just be a big bait post because this guy doesn't have any particular credibility, but think of it how you will. So he reckons Karma is back on OpTic, pen will be put to paper with signing the contract. I'm sure a lot of people watching would love to see that happen. Methods is gone, so the team is Crim, Scump, Karma, Dashi, TJ. He reckons it's set in stone. Or will Karma stay on OpTic? That's definitely the question that's up in the air right now. Things point either way. This guy reckons that if he is staying, it will be announced later this week. And then things will really start to slot into. CoD Burner said a couple of days ago that he reckons 5% to 100 Thieves, 25% that should be to OpTic Gaming, and 70% to the rich guy for Karma. The other burner reckons it's a different story. So see what you think. I'm not really sure. I'm kind of leaning the way of that he won't be coming back, just because of what Ake said in that comment that they were trying to target Apathy. Who knows which one of the CoD burners has more credibility. So quickly, Rise Nation, if Gunless does go to Luminosity, they'll be left with only Looney. Temp is supposedly a target, and maybe the rest of the Echo Fox guys as well. Aqua certainly should have some prospects. There's a few other rumours circling around as well, like Lacefield potentially wanting to team with Nato. That's Saints from the Echo Fox team as well. But who knows? Echo Fox has more money than Rise Nation as an organisation, so maybe they just poach the entire roster and get Looney on their team instead. We'll see how things play out. So I hope you enjoyed, guys. Like if you did, subscribe if you're new here, and I'll be keeping up to date over the coming days. I'm going to do videos on the big announcements like the NV1 and the Red Reserve, and after that I'll probably go back to more Rostermania style stuff all the way until the finish. I've got some other ideas as well. If you've got a video suggestion, leave it down in the comments below, and I'll do my best to provide. So thank you guys so much for watching as always, and I'll see you next time.